Crazy Horse and Korczak. We all know who Crazy Horse was, the Sioux chief who wiped out General Custer and 264 men of the 7th Cavalry at the Battle of the Little Bighorn 101 years ago. But who is Korczak? Well, he's a sculptor who accepted a commission to carve a statue of Crazy Horse. For his material, Korczak Ziolkowski chose a mountain, a very large mountain, one that would require a very large ego.
Tell me, mister, how can I ask you to believe that I can carve that mountain if I don't believe in myself first? Of course I'm egotistical. I believe I can do it. I know I can do it.
And this is the plaster model of Crazy Horse that he will carve out of that mountain. The mountain will be identical to the model, except that it will be 34 times bigger, about 600 feet high. Just to give you an idea of what that means, wander a couple of miles from Korczak's mountain to Mount Rushmore, which, incidentally, Korczak helped to carve. And take a look at Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Teddy Roosevelt, and then use your imagination, and you'll see that the four of them will fit quite comfortably under Crazy Horse's arm.
When this Indian, Henry Standing Bear, asked me, would I come out here and carve out of a mountain a portrait of that great chief who had been killed many years ago, well, this is where I was a sucker. But I've never regretted this. I'd do it all over again. He said, my fellow chiefs and I would like the white man to know the red man had great heroes too. What's wrong with that? Where'd I have to go? What was my life? To carve a mountain to a race of people that once lived here for maybe 150,000 years? What an honor. A little Polish orphan boy from Boston? What an honor.
He was in the prime of life when he began to shape his mountain. A 6-footer, as tough as granite, and an artist. And he's still at it. But 30 years have gone by, and there have been changes. A couple of heart attacks, a broken spine, arthritis. You name it, he's got it. But show us any other 69-year-old who can handle a jackhammer at open throttle, high atop a slippery mountain, and who's a sculptor to boot. Here indeed is a man to match his mountain.
Don't kick that stuff away.
He plays no favorites. Those are 2 of his 5 sons he's ordering around. Now, to carve a mountain is really a simple thing. First, you drill the blasting holes. Then you put in the dynamite.
I hope she lifts all this out.
And then you stand back.
Watch it!
The scope, the size, the scale of this thing really goes beyond art, what an artist can do. I know that when painters paint, they're aware of the frame around their canvas. But there's no frame on this canvas.
My God, I have the biggest frame in the world. I got the sky. I got the forest. You know, it's just like that wonderful saying by that white antelope, that Indian. Nothing lasts except the earth and the mountains.
The federal government offered to put up the money to get the job done faster, but Korczak said no. Why? Because the government would make a memorial out of the place, and not the Center for Indian Affairs that Korczak had promised. To him, American Indian history was much too important to be left to a federal bureaucracy. And so to pay for it, Korczak relies on the $4 a carload he charges tourists to come to watch him work, on the proceeds of his museum and general store, and some small donations. Korczak has given his life to his mountain, not just his life, but the lives of his wife and 10 children.
Before my lovely wife and I got married, I took her by the hand, and we walked out of the house onto the dirt. And I said, honey, I said, you see that mountain? She said, yes. I said, never forget. It comes first. You come second.
And she agreed?
She said, it's all right with me, dear. Now, the children know that. They know they come first. That's a common understanding in our house. Everybody knows.
You're a hard man.
What's hard about that? It's my life's work. I didn't come out here to marry a woman to have a lot of children. I came out here to carve a mountain.
His work has to come first, or he'd just be another person selling insurance or cars or something like that.
Isn't that a terrible conceit, though, for a man to say that? My work, I come first.
Oh, no. There's no conceit there at all, not an ounce of it. Oh, no. No way. You shock me. You really do.
30 years ago, Korczak's mountain looked like this. 9 years ago, when Charles Kuralt paid his visit, it looked like this. This is what it looks like today.
Korczak, do you think you're going to see it finished?
Well, if I could have 6, possibly 7 more years, when you drive up that highway, you will definitely see an Indian figure pointing to the southeast on a horse. It will not be polished. I think I'll live long enough that when you drive up that road, you'll say, yes, sir. That is Crazy Horse. That's the story of the Indian people. Yes, I'll live that long.